Welcome to Yoga Biz Camp with myself, Michael J. I'm a yoga business coach with 25 plus years of experience as a creative, a total tech geek, and a yoga business owner. Today I'm taking a different approach and highlighting one of my solo clients, Annette Arceneaux. She has been working with me for about 4 months and recently launched her own signature series to great success. So I'm thrilled to share her journey working with myself and finding her own flow state as she launches her own program. Enjoy. Well, welcome to another episode of Yoga Biz Camp. I'm Michael J, and I have a very special guest with me today, Annette Arceneaux. So this is a little bit different today. Annette is one of my clients. So we have been doing consulting and coaching for her yoga business for probably the last 3 months. And I feel like a proud puppy with her because she is somebody that has done the work and is just proof that you can launch a successful program without having an audience. And so I'm super thrilled to have Annette with me today. So welcome, Annette.
Hey, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We have a little love fest going on here, I think. We have such a great time with each other. And honestly, Annette, just working with you, I mean, I've been using you a little bit on my social media as my poster girl for really, doing the work and launching a successful program. And I think Annette launched her program last week and more than met her goals. So we will get to that. But I am so proud of just the work she's put into this. And it's been a great process. So I'm going to go through, let's talk about our process, Annette, because I think this is going to be super helpful for especially solo yoga teachers. And I have been of the mindset lately for solo yoga teachers. I've been wanting to help them create registered series. And because of that, because what I'm seeing is there's all these yoga teachers that are trying to hustle out there, trying to get people individually on virtual classes, which is it's a hard hustle and it's a daily hustle to do that. And so what I've done, I'm in a coaching program that has taught me a way to create programs where, and I say this a lot, don't I, Annette, where, the people will pay for a solution to a problem. And I think we've kind of proved that. So this has been a bit of a pilot project with a few of my clients, but you have just by far just excelled at this. So I want to, first of all, we kind of started with your purpose, and we did a deep dive. It was almost kind of, I don't know, very coachy kind of sessions, right? Where we really did a deep dive. And so you have a little bit of a story, because your story has been important in creating your program.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the whole purpose of my program. So I'm so happy that you helped me let it out and find it.
Yeah. So do you want to share that a little bit? You don't have to,
Sure.
It is a little bit of it has a bit of trauma involved in it, but you have been so open to sharing that story. So, you don't need to go in great detail, but, just if you could just give a sort of an overview of that path.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been sober for 5 years, and this is really part of my story because in the past I was escaping a lot. Even though I had yoga in my life, I was escaping a lot. And I was plagued with anxiety. And it was this huge turmoil that I had to overcome. And I used yoga and meditation and journaling and mindfulness practices to help me stay sober for these 5 years. And I've just found that being more vulnerable with my story and sharing the ins and outs has really drawn my audience to me, or people that are my people to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very short statement. I can really get much deeper into that. Yeah.
basically you went west to California,
Yeah.
got hooked into the wrong kind of scene at that time, right?
Yeah.
And then through that you got clear with your yoga practice and meditation, and that really was the guiding light,
Yes. Yes.
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you really did a deep dive on that one, whether you wanted to share it or not, or whether people would be interested in that story or not. But I always say that your story, no matter what your story is, it's your superpower. And so,
Mhm.
I have spoken to people that, have played down their story that might, one person was a married lady, and said that she had a very regular life, but it turned out she was actually a super mom, right? And so,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
no matter what your story is, there's power within that story. And so, you were just very, very vulnerable enough to
Yeah.
share
Well,
that. So I
and
appreciate
I,
that.
yeah, absolutely. And I think I agree because, once you've lived a story, you don't realize how powerful it is. But when I was working with you, I was like, oh, this is like, okay, yeah, this can take me somewhere. This is my power. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Now, you didn't have, you teach yoga and you've taught yoga and Reiki, and you've worked for studios, worked for studios, but you didn't really have your own audience. And so, one of the things that she was very clear on from the beginning was that she wanted a digital, nomadic lifestyle for traveling, and wanted to be able to create a business around that. And also, uh, through our deep dive, we figured out another superpower, which is writing,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
that's not everybody's skill set, but that was something you were very clear about, was that you wanted to incorporate some type of your writing skill set into your business. And I think we've done that. Now, the next stage we worked on was finding your ideal yoga student. And so this was a lot of fun because I didn't know about her passions, and you have an odd
My
passion.
my my hippie passions,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's a total hippie chick. Uh, but we found out that, I was trying to dig with her about where she was known and what community she was connected into. And then we found out that you have very much plugged into a community. Do you want to share what your community is? I'd never heard
Sure.
of this.
I know. I don't think many people have, but it's called Fish Chicks, and not to be confused with fish sticks, Fish Chicks. And Fish is we are a group of women who love the band Fish. Fish is this jam band, large jam band. They're kind of like, they're a branch off of the Grateful Dead, very Dead inspired. So that's my crew. We're all a bunch of hippies together.
And so you are super passionate about this band and super passionate about this community, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for one thing, I should mention, for many reasons, I found Fish in 2009, and it's just the gifts that this band, I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but other than just the music, the gifts that they've brought me, they're part of the reason why I'm sober today. So
Yeah.
this is a huge part of the program as well. I can really share that with people. Yeah, this band brings me so much joy on so many levels and so much purpose. So
Which is interesting because it's somewhat of a drug type of culture,
it
right?
is,
Yeah.
it's just so funny how it comes around and circles back, it circles back. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you did say that one of the band members is sort of, you know,
Yeah, Trey Anastasio. Maybe there's a Fish fan out there. That would be pretty cool. But Trey Anastasio, he was really struggling, and he got sober, and he's been sober for a long time now, and clean. And over quarantine, he played shows. He streamed shows live and collected donations for them. And now he's opened his own, I guess, kind of a fishy recovery center. So I imagine a lot of Fish fans will be going there to seek help for recovery. But it's amazing, and
yeah.
to have that, even though we don't know each other, you know, me and Trey, but we have that connection with each other. So
Right. And all right. So when I discovered, we were trying to
yeah.
figure out your audience. When I discovered this, and that you were really plugged into that community, and I asked you or challenged you to go do a post into this group that said, if I create a series around this theme that offered this solution, would there be anybody interested?
Mhm.
So can you
Yeah.
tell me what happened
Yeah.
when you did that?
I was pleasantly surprised. The first time I asked, I think I had over 400, um like over so many, I can't even remember the number, but over 400 likes and reactions on Facebook. And I had probably 60 or more. No, I had way more than 60 comments that were like, yes, I want this. Yes, I need this. So there
Yeah.
was an absolute excitement about it.
So I mean that you after that you got lit up
Yes.
because you
Yes.
realized that there was an audience, that you could create a solution for this audience, and that there was actually interest in it.
Yeah.
So I just want to really just dial this in for people that are watching this, solo yoga teachers in particular, that if you don't have an audience and you do the work of finding your purpose, figuring out who your ideal client is, and then figuring out what the solution to their problems are, that's kind of the magic, right? Like I think that we've kind of
Yeah.
really discovered that.
It's very magical, actually, how it all plays out, especially when you open your heart and you see that people need exactly what you've been through.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. And
definitely.
so what happened there also, so we did a lot of work a little bit talking around sales by chat. And that is, having conversations with those people that commented, and having conversations with the people that sent you messages. And so that started building up some relationships and trust, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then we went with this. So we found your purpose, we found your ideal student, and then we created your signature series.
Mhm.
And so we
Yes.
we did a really fantastic. I love this is a very coachy thing that we did, but it was coming up with a diagram that I use, and through this diagram we mapped out how to figure out the solution to these problems, which was the central theme. And then we figured out what the three problems were. And then we created the solutions to those problems, which created the modules for your course.
Yeah.
How was that? How was that
Exactly.
process for you?
It was honestly pretty easy. Once I
Yeah.
figured out those three main kind of pain points,
Yeah.
um, and then turn those around, it was easy because I've been through this, and developing the content around it is very simple. So yeah, it was easy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and that was a really fantastic kind of process to go through with you as well. Um, because when you put it out there, then you actually had interest in it. Um,
Yes.
and how did you go about pricing your series?
Um, well, that's an interesting question. So I I really I took time to look at every offering that was included in my course, and and then I broke down how much it cost for each service,
Yeah.
and then I kind of got really specific and divided it by the number of people I wanted in my group,
Yeah.
and then I narrowed it down a little bit more so that it would be accessible.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not too specific, but
Yeah.
it's
And
something
you
like that.
also did an early bird price rate as well,
Yes. Yeah.
right? Which
Yeah.
helped kind of get people in there as well. Are you ready to go from Instagram zero to Yoga Biz hero in less than 1 hour? Are you overwhelmed with the idea of adding Instagram to your to-do list? Do you know your students and potential students are on Instagram, but you aren't sure how to connect and convert on the platform? And is this the summer that you're going to get your marketing and business skills on track? So if you answered yes to any of the above, please join me on June 24th for my free webinar, Marketing 2.0 for Yoga Teachers and Business. So here's what you'll get in this free webinar. You'll get my social media plan 2.0. So many people already downloaded my simple social media weekly planner from my website. It's by far my biggest download, but this one is going to be hyped up, and it's going to contain the secret recipes that cover connection, character, classes, conversion, and creation. So you'll get step-by-step guidance on a strategic posting plan Monday through Friday for the whole month. You'll get a free PDF and Canva template to create your unstoppable yoga business social media plan. And you'll get unlimited access and follow-up discussion and free support in my Yoga Biz Camp community. So if interested in this, go to my bio in Instagram to sign up free, or go to yogabizcamp.com and you will get the registration link right there.
Yeah.
So then we worked a little bit on, and this has been a little bit of an experiment, but we wanted to make sure, because this is a virtual series, and just to be clear, Annette created a 1 month series. So it was a 4-week series of a session, and then on a Tuesday, and then a follow-up session on a Thursday, correct? And
yes.
Also, she signed up for a system. So I think you went with Ribbon on this one. Mm-hmm. And you're also offering that video on demand for the people within that course as well. And
yeah, correct.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about your superpower, which is your writing. And honestly, I have to say, well, first of all, if you want to see her superpower, go to AnnetteArceneaux.com. That is ANNETTERCENEAUX.com. I will put that in the show notes as an easy clickable link.
Yeah.
But your landing page, I mean, you've had some experience writing landing pages before, but it was and is beyond amazing. It is such a good landing page. Folks, it is the hippiest page you've ever seen.
Yeah, I strive for that. Thank you.
It is so 1970s. It so speaks to your fish chick audience, like you're speaking to them. How did you go about that process? Like, what's the mindset when you go through that writing process of your landing page? Is there any tricks for helping people think that through?
I really, maybe so. I really think about, for me, I am my ideal client, or I was. My old version of me was my ideal client. Yeah. So it felt like I was really talking to my old self, but in another situation, it's really about speaking to your ideal client. What would be the things that you would say to your ideal client? What would you want them to know? I think most of the time in our situation, if we're coaching or if we're being yoga teachers, when we're marketing, most of the time, I think we're talking to our old selves in some realm. So I think that could be a tip to tap into. Like, what did your old self need that you're offering people now?
Yeah. Honestly, her landing page, her sales page is fantastic. And so we're also, I'll talk about this in a little bit, but we're also, part of our business planning and coaching is, Annette is going to be writing for yoga teachers, to help them out, because it's not everybody's skill set. It's not my skill set. I think you definitely have a skill set to offer people. So we'll get to that shortly. Now, so you've got the booking system, you've got the landing page, and then you got to marketing. So your marketing was specifically within this group, right? Because you didn't really need to go anywhere else. And also, I just want to be clear that this is not a sobriety program. It's about bringing your skill set, which is meditation and yoga, to these people to help them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about reconnection. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when you put it out there into the group, you had to hustle a little bit there. It's not an easy thing, right? So can you talk about that process a little bit, and
Sure.
how did you end up, getting people converted to a paid client?
Yeah. So initially, I put it out there that, okay, it's here. I'm so excited to share it with you. And during that process, I had talked to a couple of women who were really interested as well. A lot of people expressed interest, but as I learned, even though they express interest for whatever reason, it might not fit with their lives at the moment. Just may not be the right time. So um, I really I found that the women that I really connected with, that I had conversations with the most, were the ones who really stuck. That they're the ones who came in and they were really into it. And also, I hope it's okay to share that in sales by chat. I found I would ask them, would you like to see this website? And they would be like, yeah, sure. I would like to learn more about this program. And I would share, and then sometimes I would hear crickets. I wouldn't hear anything after I sent the link, and
Yeah.
I would say, do you have questions? And it was kind of like nothing. So I found that the people who just kind of dead end, all right, it's not,
Yeah.
that's not, that's not a client right now. But the ones who engage with you and ask questions, and also just sharing, being vulnerable with individual people and connecting them on a real deep level about the program and why they're coming here, I found that's the best way. And
Yeah.
that
So
really helped
relationships,
me.
right?
Yeah, relationships, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it from an outsider's perspective, it could sound so salesy, but from my perspective, it just felt so natural because I'm
Yeah.
just talking about where I've been and what I'm offering. So,
Yeah. And I think that's such an interesting point, because it's not salesy when it's authentic. Right.
yeah,
It's like you're not trying to pull one over on them.
yeah,
You actually have something to offer, and
right.
it's, and you've been in their shoes, right?
Exactly.
So that's an easy thing to share. So we had a goal, and the goal was to register 10 people. And one of my things, so she is a hula hoop girl. Like, she loves the hula hoop. So I said, I want to see, when you hit your goal, I want to see a hula hoop video on Instagram. And I got my hula hoop video on Instagram.
Yes. Yes, you did. And then after that, I still kept bringing them in. So I should have given you more than one hula hoop video.
So just, folks, if you work with me, we have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And um, and so you met your goal, but then you more than met your goal. So you ended up getting 13 people signed up. So, folks, she got 13 people without having an audience, 13 paying people into a program. And so, you know, close, without expenses, itching towards $2,000 in your program. So how did that feel with your first launch? And,
It was
it,
it was amazing. It was amazing. And I just feel really proud of myself because there
yeah,
were a lot of times where I was meeting my own personal roadblocks. And you were there for accountability, of
yeah,
course, but at the same time I kind of learned how to lean into those roadblocks and just move through them. And it's just so exciting. It's exciting. And from here, there are just so many different paths I can take this and do more of what I love. So it's so exciting. It's
well, and I
awesome.
got to tell I get direct messages and emails from Annette, and there are some days that she's just like, "Oh my God, I love this! I want more! I've got so many ideas!" And like, you are just bubbling with new kind
Yes.
of ideas, and now we're also talking about, she's partway through the program, week 2. And now we're kind of talking about, what to do with this group afterwards, right? And then maybe
Yes.
there's an add-on thing here, and then we're also looking at, how to bring a writing in for yoga teachers. And so there's this, all these possibilities have really opened up for you here.
Yeah.
And your
And
confidence level has gone beyond.
yes, yes, definitely. I mean, at first I was afraid. I mean, I think that's okay. You know, I was afraid to put my stuff out there, to put my story out there and all of that. But I'm just, Michael, I've told you so many times, but I'm in my flow. I'm in flow. Like
I
I
love
know
that.
that I'm living my purpose. And I think that when you're aligned with your purpose and why you're here and with your own story, I think that creativity just happens naturally and you feel that momentum and you want to keep creating. So it's just amazing.
So flow
Yeah,
state, right? Flow, I
yeah,
love that. We talked a little bit about that, but yeah, the flow state is when you are in your purpose. Like I know in my
yeah.
life as a business coach, everything I've done running a yoga studio, being a solo teacher, teaching virtual yoga, being a tech geek my whole life, that I'm in my flow state of exactly where I'm supposed to be. And we very much have talked about this a lot of this
Mhm,
is what you're meant to be doing. And when you know that, it's a feeling inside that it's even hard to describe. And I think flow state is a great word for that, because
mhm,
it is hard to put into words, but it's just like this
mhm,
core knowing in your being that
mhm,
I'm not meant to be anywhere else. This is my purpose. And
mhm.
it's such a great feeling when you are living out your purpose in real life.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be times you've probably experienced it when you're practicing yoga and you just kind of drop out and you're in flow state then. But I feel like when you're really living in your purpose and living with your why and aligned in all of those things, past, future, and present, it's like the flow is consistent, it's constant, it's every day, and things are just easier. I mean, everything is just so much easier. And I don't mean to, I don't mean to, like get in the flow state, but
That's okay.
it's
You're a
just,
hippie chick.
yeah. And it's just, I truly understand what it means to be in the flow state now. And I'm addicted to it. I love it. I want to continue on.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with
So
it. So
what was
yeah.
the difference prior to us
Yeah.
working together?
Mm.
What was the place you were there? Where were you business wise, plans wise? Where were you then?
I, it might not sound drastically different, but it feels drastically different. I was working, I was doing virtual online classes for online studios, I was teaching them, and I had some private clients of my own, and I was also doing website work and marketing for yoga studios and wellness centers. And it may not sound that different, but it feels incredibly different because now I have my own audience. And before, when I was working at this this online studio, I loved it. I aligned with it. It was very great, but those people just were not my people, and I don't think we're meant to reach every person.
Right.
And I think when you reach your audience and your people, they naturally want to show up. They're naturally there for you and you speak to them better. You can help them more. So I feel like I really had a desire to connect with my audience, not someone, a studio's audience
Yeah.
that I'm probably not going to carry with me in the long run.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was that? So, for the folks out there, it's a big commitment, financially and time wise to hire a coach and a
Yeah.
consultant. So, what was when you came to me, I think you found me probably through the Yoga Alliance
Hmm.
webinars. Is that correct? And
Hmm.
then I think we did a, a chat together
Hmm.
before you hired me. So, what was the thing that made you hire a coach to help you out? Because that is a big, it's a lot
Hmm.
of I've worked with a lot of studios, and over the last year, um, since COVID, I've been seeing a lot of teachers like yourself and working with them, realizing that they can do this by themselves. And so,
Hmm.
what was the instigator to make you put money down to hire a coach?
Well, it's all coincidence because I get this email and I see that this man, Michael J, is going to be talking about your purpose in yoga teaching and the business of it. And I was like, well, I'm going to join. So I joined the webinar and I just hear you talking about everything that I needed, everything. And I was like, okay, I need this. I need this. And to be honest, I'm so happy that I made the choice, but to be honest, I almost backed out of our first call, because I was almost, maybe that was a roadblock for me, but it was almost like, maybe I don't need this, or maybe I can't do this, or maybe this isn't the right time. But I leaned into that roadblock once again, and we ended up having an awesome conversation, and things just kind of, the momentum kept building. And I'm so glad that I made that choice. And, money is definitely a factor, but, this is an investment. And I, for so long, was stuck as a yoga teacher in this place where I was just missing the key. I was missing, why am I teaching yoga? What's my why? I always knew because I felt called to teach yoga, but what's my real why? How am I trying to change lives here? And who's my audience? And that's what we found. And that's what I've needed for over 5 years now. I've been stuck in this place. It was like, I waited all this time. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. I need this. Like, somebody show me the way. And I took a chance with Michael, and all of a sudden, in how long? Like 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 or 4 months. It's like, okay. I mean, it's just like everything sped up.
Yeah. And now you have a pathway to income that's actually paid for the coaching. And
yes, exactly.
And
it will
the other thing about having a program like this now, now you can do rinse and repeat, right? So you have all the tools to now, we're working on our next stages of our business plan together, but within this course creation, you have something that you can now duplicate.
Yes,
but you actually have the keys and the process to duplicate in this process.
Over and over again.
And over again. Yeah. Yeah. So now you've launched last week and you got these people into your program. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. And to be working with these women who, they're part of my community, and being able to connect with them this way, and listening to fish together. It feels, like I said 1,000 times in this call already, it just feels very aligned. And I get this high after our classes are over. I'm like,
I do know.
I went, like I want to stay up all night and just live on that high and create. And it's amazing. And I've loved connecting with them and seeing their journeys. And a lot of some of these women are new to yoga. I mean, and meditation, and I can already see it's changing their lives. So I'm really happy that they're along for the ride.
Yeah. So you're creating community there, which is everything, right? You're really creating this community of like-minded people, and they're probably leaving feeling good. And you've got all the systems set up, the websites, the video on demand, and now we've got the next stages of our journey, right? So we're going into phase 2 of working with each other. So, Annette, I'm going to be launching next month in July an 8-week program, because what I've been seeing is with people like yourself, I have been seeing this this amazing transformation, and people like yourself being able to financially, make a go of it. So I'm actually turning this process that I've been doing with the solo teachers into an 8-week program starting next month. It's a summer camp. And it's in my Yoga Biz Camp community, which can be found at yogabizcamp.com. So Annette is going to be part of that. So she's going to come into that community through the process. And she's actually going to, share and help people with her journey through that course as well. So I want to thank you for that, Annette.
Exciting.
So let's kind of wrap this up. I want to ask you just 3 fun questions. And the first one is something people don't know about you that you're willing to share.
Well, this one may not be that goofy or fun, but I think a lot of people know that I'm a yoga teacher, and I do other woo-woo things like Reiki, but I actually have a background in journalism. I got my degree in mass communications, and I studied journalism, new media, and a little bit of film. So it's kind of funny because I was wondering how the yoga world and my journalism skills were going to combine together, and here they are. So
fantastic. What's a favorite biz app or website or something that you use?
By far, Canva, but that's my
Canva?
jam.
Yeah, I
Canva.
agree.
Yeah. It's and I subscribe to the pro version
Yeah, me
because
too.
it pays for itself. It's
Yeah,
amazing. I use it every day. So
I absolutely. So my background is marketing and design, and I was in the Adobe, Photoshop, InDesign, going, all the way back to Quark Express. So I was using all these, all
Quark
of,
Express.
well,
Yeah,
you remember that?
yeah, I
Yeah, so
do. Yeah.
I was weaned on Quark Express in my graphics world, and I a couple of years ago, a year or so ago, I gave up all my subscriptions because Canva just for what I need now, it does everything, and agree with the pro version because what I love is if I do a YouTube cover, then I can within seconds convert that, resize it to a Instagram post,
Hmm.
right? So you
Yeah,
can just and so yeah, and they keep improving that what they
they
offer in
do.
there like crazy, and also having the
Yeah.
stock imagery in there built in as well is fantastic. And so I
Yeah.
1000% agree with that one. I'm a big Canva fan, and the thing that I've been using a lot lately has been the remove background feature.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if anybody looks
That
at my Instagram posts or my YouTube videos or anything like that, where I've got this orange background right now, but I shot all these photographs in front of green screen and then just went onto Canva and with one click removed the background and with one click added a shadow, and it's just
yeah.
magic.
I know. And that tool alone, I mean, you have no need for Photoshop at that point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's
For
super
what we
user
do, I
friendly.
think in the
Yeah.
professional world, you definitely need more
Yeah.
techniques. But I think in the yoga world, it's
Hmm.
probably one of the best tools. And if anybody's not aware of it, I actually don't use this, but now Canva has so that you can do your social media postings you can schedule them all within Canva.
I
So
didn't know that. Wow.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
they have a calendar feature, and you just add your graphics to it and everything,
Wow.
and you can schedule it out. So I think that's
That's
a great
amazing.
thing. And
Yeah.
speaking of which, social media next week on Thursday the 24th, I am doing my social media for yoga businesses 2.0. And this is I've taken my sorry, I'm diverse. I'm going off here, but I'm taking my coach's method of social media, and he's genius. Like people literally want to throw money at him, and I have converted his program to be just for yoga businesses. And so the sign up can be found on my Instagram at yogabizcamp, and also on yogabizcamp.com. But that's Thursday, the 24th at 2 p.m. And the recordings will be available as well if you register. And that is free. I'm
Awesome.
giving that away free. It's actually part of my 8-week series in the marketing module, and I'm offering that for free next week. So super excited about that. All right, back to you. Your favorite personal app, app or website? Anything?
Oh, for fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Chani. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. Chani Nicholas. She's an astrologer and she just put out an app. And every week she puts out personalized horoscopes for the week. And I read it like it's the Daily Sunday or something. So it's my thing. It's my Sunday ritual. Let me check out what's happening. And it's so accurate. So highly recommend.
So what is it called again?
It's just called Chani.
How
And
do you spell that?
it's Chani.
Okay, cool. I will
And
put that in.
just type in Chani app and it'll pop right up. And yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, so Annette, how do we find you? How do
You can
people?
find, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Wild Moon Honey. Should I spell that out? And WildMoonHoney. And yeah, Please join me on Instagram.
Yeah, and she's awesome, and her website is Annette Arceneaux. And folks, do go check out her landing page while it's still there. She's going to be redoing her website in the next week or so. And for yoga teachers that need some help with their writing, and I know that and that is it's a skill set that not everybody has, and you definitely have it by spades. Like, it's just amazing. And so if anybody, any yoga teachers out there or yoga studios need help writing a program or a sales page, Annette is your girl. This fish chick,
Thanks.
this hippie chick,
Yeah.
but she just has a real knack for writing the sales copy directed to your audience. So I definitely recommend, if you need a little bit of help, to please do reach out to her and have a conversation with her. And Annette, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your story, your successes, your journeys. I got to say, your wins are my wins. You have had so many messages on Instagram from me saying, "How did it go? How did it go?"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but you light me up. You've helped me flourish, and I'm just so grateful for you. And I'm having so much fun working with you. So thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Annette. I'm super excited about the future and working together and just building this rocking nomadic lifestyle. And we're even talking about working on a couple of projects together as well. So I'm a big fan, Annette, and I appreciate you being here and sharing your story with everybody today. And I think that a lot of yoga teachers can be really inspired by your success over the last few months. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Talk to you soon.
This podcast episode is brought to you by my very own pilot program that is launching next month for solo yoga teachers. So just like Annette's story, I'm taking everything I have learnt over the last couple of years working with solo teachers in creating a registered series into a group coaching program. And it's a pilot program, which means it's going to be a lot more affordable, and you get the benefits of a lot more one-on-one coaching time with me. So this is going to be a 8-week program. It's a summer camp, July through August. If you can't make a session, there will be recordings of it in my Yoga Biz Champ community. And we're going to start by finding your purpose, your ideal audience, and creating your signature series, and then how to market and sell it. I'm super excited about this. I'm really looking forward to putting this into a group coaching format, and it's going to be within my own Yoga Biz Camp community, which means that I'm going to be in there offering a lot more support. Along with, you're going to have the support of your other participants in that course, the peer-to-peer support. So you can go to yogabizcamp.com to find out all the details on this. There is, because it's a pilot program and because I'm doing this in a fast launch, I'm offering this at a deeply discounted price at $499 for the whole 8 weeks, which is a steal. So if you are interested, you want to get in at that price, and I guarantee you by September, you will have a program that is sellable and launchable and is in alignment with your purpose. And just like Annette helps you get into your flow state. So you can send me a message on Instagram at Yoga Biz Champ, or you can go to my website and register directly at yogabizcamp.com. And I hope to see you on the inside. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our podcast. It really helps us out a lot. Thanks a million.